How is everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero and welcome back to another reaction video. This time we're reacting to Dreams of an Insomniac Volume 1 Foundation Archive by Pastra. Alright, so I'm super excited to dive back into the wonderful world, or wonderful, it's very, very terrible world of Dreams of an Insomniac, man. It's just really exciting stuff, and the previous stuff that we've seen in the past, you know, that was all Volume 0, that was just prelude to what's to come, you know, so now we're actually in the numbers, the Volume 1, so that's really, really exciting, and the stuff that we've seen in the past already with this information that's in front of us, you know, the weird creature, we're not even sure what it actually looks like, you know, because the very first thing we seen was it broke into a Halloween costume shop, you know, so its imagery is in a costume pretty much, you know, we don't know the actual form of the creature, and it just leads to a whole bunch of just terrible things in this town, man. It's just one right after another keeps ramping up, you know, the family photo album and stuff like that, you know, gives us bits and pieces of what's coming, and I really hope, since this one's 23 minutes long, you know, I hope this one's just full-edged knowledge bound, you know, of what's actually happening, because I do love the bits and pieces, but I do love mystery solving just a little bit more, you know, so I'm really excited to get this going. So without any further ado, here's Foundation Archive. Video contains flashing lights, graphic depictions of violence, and loud jump scares. Love that. So you're saying Five Nights at Freddy's? At least every time William shows up. The violence part. I don't trust it.
My name is Alex Williams.
Hi, Alex.
I live on 66 Elk Crescent,
Jesus Christ, man.
County, and up until this point, I've worked for the Lankman Foundation, a job which I have quickly come to regret. This is my story.
Okay, so I'm assuming you've seen every single one of the tapes, right? Ooh, I love it. I miss these analog horrors, or found footage, whatever you want to call them, man. They're just really, really something special. And it got that eeriness, you know, it just started.
Foundation pretty much the day it was founded.
Hopefully it's not
After
SCP.
What happened on Halloween, I was put under 24/7 witness protection.
Oh,
they
that's
told me that
good,
the
right?
information I had was too valuable. It felt like I was under constant house arrest.
A typical
there
Foundation.
There wasn't a day that they weren't watching me, and it went on like that for years.
Oh.
They gave me
How
my job.
far into the future are we?
Form of protection. A bunch of guys in suits showed up to my house and told me that
the Men in Black wiping your memory
if I took a job at their new facility. I didn't know much about them at the time.
I feel like
Nobody
it's
did, really.
kind of have to, you know.
All they told me was that they were helping Veldigan victims, but even that felt vague.
Oh, what's going on? Stop it. Do we get juicy deets? Or is it just scary? Hi? I know you. I remember you. I don't like you. I like the Fallout music going on. I don't like the red. You add red to anything and it leads to problems.
Hello? You don't know me, but
I know you.
Certainly
Hate
know
you.
you.
You break my chair, man.
Introduce myself. My name is Lankman.
Hi, Lankman. I think
it's a cartoon version of the man himself,
Oh.
created by our lovely
I'm getting
in-house
what's that?
animator,
BioShock?
Mortimer Gray, who you may know for his work
Or Disney,
on the
if you want to get more corrupted.
cartoon series Candy Mouse.
Hey, you got a mouse. It must be Disney.
The Lankman Foundation, a new gateway into the future of East Ridge.
It's better than drugs,
County.
Jeremy.
4 years ago, our lovely town was plagued by a species of creature we have come to know as the Veldigan.
Veldigan? Actually have a name for it. Hate you, but I love the imagery.
But there being seemingly no end to the dangers they pose.
Remember, that's a costume. I don't know if the horns are the costume or not, but could be
Our
sticking out, I guess.
lovely
Just in a little
founder,
onesie.
Herbert Lankman created our foundation
Looking chipper.
for the purpose of both
Is that a top hat, or is it
containing
just...
this anomalous threat,
I don't
as
know.
well as treating all those who have been affected by them. How does he plan to do this, you
I
ask?
don't like your voice.
Well, the answer is quite simple.
Very grating, but it's perfect for the
Using
character.
Inheritance
Keep
left
doing what you're doing.
behind by his father, Herbert Lankman got
That's
to work
kind of
renovating
kind
the
of sad.
opening of
That's what I was gonna
the
say.
Lankman's
I'm on your
asylum,
side.
repurposing it into a massive treatment center for all those who have fallen victim
I don't think that's
to
true.
the
I don't trust
Veldigan.
foundations or corporations or anything like that.
He has been hard at work donating generous amounts to Eastridge
What's his
County's
angle at
police
it, though?
force,
Why is he
ensuring
doing
they
it?
can continue to do what they do best, protecting all of you.
I'm sure that's the only reason.
Here at the Lankman Foundation, we know these last couple
You
of
could-
years
you could leave
have been
anytime.
scary, but don't worry. Soon enough,
There's another
this will all
few
be a
years.
thing
How
of the
long has it
past.
been?
If you or anyone you may know have any questions
Waiting for another
regarding
jump
the
scare or something, man.
foundation and what we do,
Oh.
do not hesitate.
Let me just do that real
to
quick.
Give us a call.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. My joke went too far. Hello? Okay, that's like, what, 6 years, I think? Vibe definitely changed for the worse.
911, where is your emergency?
This is 45 Elk Crescent. Send the police.
Thank you
send
for
the
doing
police,
the
please.
location first.
Can you describe the situation to me, ma'am?
Oh, I instantly got
There's a group
heebie-jeebie-jeebies.
of men. There's a group of men trying to break into my house. They're slamming on the door. Please send the police
I don't
now.
know if that's worse than a monster or
The
not,
police will be on their way in a moment.
because men are
I
normal.
just need you to breathe. Did you get a good look at these men? What did they look like?
I don't know what they look like. They're all wearing masks. I can't see their faces. They look all the same.
That's a problem.
What kind of masks, ma'am?
I don't think that's
Yellow ones. They're wearing yellow masks. They look like bandages.
Oh, audio. I love it, but I hate it. Did he just hang up?
Hello?
Yeah, did he just hang up?
Hello? Is anybody there?
Mm-mm. Oh, brother in Christ, I don't want it. I don't like it. Oh, I don't think that's a man. Hiya. He seems okay.
After I
seem
started
okay.
working at the foundation, they immediately bombarded
I think those are the
me and
agents in the
everyone else
foundation
with
that
all
this
these
man is
different
talking about.
band-aids
I'm
and
trying to put stuff
training
together, but
Even
I
the most
hate it.
simple of
I love it, but I hate it.
There were rules for everything. And
Oh,
half the
found
time
footage,
they
man.
didn't even make sense. Perhaps the strangest
typical
mandate they
Foundation.
had us commit to, though, was to wear these goggles at all times.
Should I be
They said it
wearing
was
goggles?
a preventative measure to avoid the effects of some kind of hallucinatory environment. None of us knew what that
should we
was
all be
or
wearing
how it was
those?
even possible. All they told us was that it would make you see and hear things, and that it was apparently used to keep patients in line.
I know that
Something
from,
about treatment through
or
exposure.
the hallucination things from the
We
last
never
ones.
really knew for sure if it was working, but all the patients seemed to suffer from similar symptoms that were said to be a part of it. They were always scared of us, no matter how much we tried to help them. And they always complained about hearing some kind of horrible music somewhere in the facility.
I would
What got to me
hate
the most
that.
about it, though, was
Just
how
tell me where it's coming from.
normal everyone treated it. Something beyond our understanding was being used on these people, and nobody seemed bothered
Kind of like a
by it
hive
but
mind,
me.
if you will.
They all just treated it
Like
like
a
it
baby with
wasn't
a
even
lullaby.
happening.
Whoa, we're at this again, are we?
Here in the Lankman Asylum,
Oh.
it is imperative for all staff
I was
members
expecting
to be aware of our state-of-the-art
information.
hallucinatory environment. Through this unique environment, we are able to keep all patients within our walls in line, as well as treat their conditions through exposure that no other location can provide. The
Oh,
amount
just
of
you, got
benefits
it.
this new technology can provide for the patients
Question
of our
is,
asylum
why
is numerous.
and how do they
But
have
you
this
must remember
technology,
that
you
there are
know?
multiple precautions which have been put in place to ensure that you, our staff, do not suffer from the effects of our hallucinatory
Just the staff.
environment and can do your job correctly.
Let me guess,
and
wear those
safely.
goggles.
The first of these precautions should have been provided to you on
What
your
was
first day
that?
at the job.
Was that the
in
music,
form
or
of
did
these
someone whisper
specialized
"hey" in this
optical
ear?
lenses.
Because I don't like
By
that.
wearing these red lenses, staff members will be able to see past
I'm
the
on to you.
environment's effects, allowing for no mistakes to be made and a job well done. If
This
at any
music
point
does
these
remind me of like
lenses are
Batman
to be
Beyond or
removed,
something.
Staff members will experience severe
Trying to find positivity
hallucinations,
in this.
which will make
Stop
the
with the
work extremely
whispering.
difficult.
Is that the
The
song?
second of these precautions comes in the
I don't
form
want
of
to.
knowing what you
As it's
should
talking
and
about
should not be
hallucinations and
while on the
hearing
job.
things.
Although we have yet to develop a solution for
You're making me
auditory
crazy.
hallucinations, symptoms of them appear
And
to follow
voices
a
of people that
similar
don't
and
exist.
predictable
Got it.
pattern. If you believe yourself to be hallucinating,
Is the
ask
kick-ass
yourself if
music
you're
the
hearing
distorted music?
the voices of people that do not
Because
exist,
this is too good.
distant music coming from an unknown location, Dr. Lankman requesting your aid, or the knocking of
What?
doors which do not exist.
That's kind of
If
very
the answer to any of these
explicit.
questions is yes, then you are hallucinating and should treat those sounds as if they do not exist.
Ah,
Moving
is
on
that
from
it?
our
Okay,
patented
moving
hallucinatory
on.
Experiment,
It's as
we
easy
next
as
must
that.
discuss
Why is the
role of
music?
Another very important part of our facility.
What?
It is imperative that all staff members avoid any form of contact with the
The caretakers were possibly the most disturbing part about working in that entire facility.
I was correct. They were the
these
workers.
tall, bandaged staff members who were dressed in black from top to
Ease up a
bottom.
little bit.
I don't even think I ever saw them outside of their uniform. We were always expressly told never to interact with
Are
them
they
for
human?
any reason. Apparently their job was just that important.
This thing escalated quite
It was
quickly,
with
by the way.
them that I reached my
It's a
breaking
whole-ass
point when
facility
working
and
at
shit.
that damn place. I always saw them going into patients' rooms, taking them to places that I never got to see. I always wondered what they were doing.
Of course, like,
I made sure to
places
mind
like
my own
that's gonna
business.
make you a little jumpy.
That is until late one night when I was working
Oh.
at the facility. They
Let
had
me
just
hear
brought
it.
in a new
Secrets,
patient,
spill.
a woman who looked to be in about her 30s. She had no diagnosis, no sign of serious mental illness, and physically she was fine.
That's
None of us
a
knew
little
what
weird.
she was doing there, but like we always did, we just ignored it and minded our own business. That night, though, she starts a ruckus. I think every person in the facility heard it when she started screaming. I was the first one to arrive when I saw what was happening.
What?
4 of those caretakers dragging her out by her arms and legs while she's just kicking and screaming. I couldn't believe what I'd seen. I tried running in to stop them, but one of my coworkers stopped me, looked me in the
Why?
eyes, and said, "It isn't worth it." I was in disbelief. These
I mean,
caretakers
this is like
treating Veldigan victims
all normal
like
things
caged
in like a
animals,
facility
and
or
here we
SCP
were
or
just
something.
standing there and watching. That was when I knew I had to do something about it. I always
Good.
had my suspicions about the
Good boy.
asylum, but seeing how this treatment facility treated its patients, that was the final
Yeah,
straw.
it's kind of like Umbrella in a way. It's like
I went to
covering
as
as like a
many of my
medical
coworkers
facility.
as I could to try and get as much information
And then they're
as
treating their
possible about the foundation
victims, I'm
and
gonna
their
call them that.
shady practices.
Supposed
I
to be
wanted to bring these
patients.
problems to the light, to have the general public know what was really going on in there. But of course, none of them wanted anything to do with me.
Oh.
They just brushed me off and told me that it wasn't worth it, that it would bring more
Reminds me of
trouble.
that one
But
Godzilla
I
movie.
ignored them
It might have been
and
Kong. I don't
kept
remember.
Trying. When I ran out of staff to talk to, eventually I turned to patients. More specifically, the woman I saw getting attacked that night. I wanted to know where they took her, what they did to her.
Is that a reliable source
So
though?
I snuck into her room late.
I'm
that
kinda
night
treating
with
this as like a
camcorder that I
mental
brought, and
facility.
I was able to record an entire interview I had with her.
This is more like a
and
hospital trying to
I
save the
was
people
just
that were
left with so many questions.
hallucinating. Oh, great.
Please, please don't.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
promise I'll behave. I don't want to go back.
Listen.
Is this
I
the girl from the
don't
before?
want
I'm
to
assuming.
hurt you, I promise. I'm just here to ask a few questions is all. I'm sorry about what happened to you the other night. It was horrible. I want to try and make sure that doesn't happen again.
I kind of assumed that it was like a
It would help
POV
a
with 2
lot if you
hands,
could
but it looks
answer
like
my questions.
2 different hands.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay. So my
I
first
guess, what
question,
else are you gonna do, right? Just
why were you
cooperate at
brought
this
here?
point.
You didn't have any diagnosis, and you don't seem to suffer from any symptoms of Veldigan sickness.
I don't know why I'm here. These men broke into my house. Nobody came to
Does
help
she
me.
even know
The
what
doctor
here is? I mean, you
told me
do.
I'm
You might
sick.
know more information than she
Don't
does.
know what he means. I'm sorry if that doesn't help.
It's okay, don't worry. That helps a lot. You're doing great. Now, my next question. That night when you were attacked here, I know it must be a lot, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but
I'm waiting for
Do you know where
freaking
they
something to
took you?
show up. Like
I
one of
don't
the
know.
faces glow or
He told me
something.
I can't tell anybody. I'm sorry. I can't tell you that. He said he would take me back there. And I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Aren't they in a
Hey,
building?
it's
Why is there
it's
wind?
All right, you're not going to go back there, I promise.
getting heebie-jeebies
need
just
to
by
know where
noises.
it was. Nobody else will know.
They took me to room 66.
Of course.
What? No, that's not possible. There's only...
I don't like this. I got goosebumps. Oh, why do you add the laughing?
Take me back now! Stop taking me back!
He isn't going to take
Don't let him take me back! Don't let him take me
I
back!
have a feeling she's the only one that's...
Just what do you think you're doing?
I'm trying to do a reaction video.
Everything that happened was just a blur after that. Those caretakers came into the room and dragged her out
That
before
was
I
a
could even do
caretaker?
anything about it.
Okay, so in
It was the last
in their
time
minds,
I
they
ever
see
saw her.
they see something
And
way
then
different.
They just sent me back to work as if the whole thing never even happened.
As a company
That in
does.
itself was odd, but it was what she said.
I'm well
to
past
me
that part.
that
I'm
stuck
thinking
out
all
to
this
me
stuff
the
is normal
most.
for them.
She told me
Like
that
typical
she was taken
corrupted
to a room
behavior.
66, which didn't make any sense. The
Maybe you don't
asylum
say it
was
because your
small.
door's gonna
It was
open.
only
My
built
door's
with
probably gonna open now.
65 rooms in mind, so a 66th room shouldn't be possible. At first, I thought maybe she was misremembering things, or
Obviously,
she was
there'd be
just
secrets.
misspeaking. I mean, she was clearly stressed out.
I don't know,
and
if you
the
see
way she was
6'6",
speaking
you
there
know,
was
that's kinda
violent, but
Gonna get stuck in your brain.
just didn't explain
Easy number to
things for
remember.
me. I still didn't know where the patients were being taken, and what if she was telling the truth? I tried.
I believe her more than anything.
For a while, and nothing came of it. Nothing.
What are we looking at?
Until I
don't
started
trust
to
it.
watch through our old conversations. During one of my watch-throughs, I saw something.
Oh, is it
off the
exactly
corner
what
of
we
my
saw?
eye.
Oh, no,
Something
no,
I
I guess
had
not.
never seen until it was staring me right in the face. A camera. A camera located right in the corner of that room. The asylum didn't have cameras, at least not in the rooms of its patients. If I had known they were watching me the entire time, I never would have staged that interview, and
You
somehow
probably should have
I
like
didn't see
checked
it.
that before,
Something
right?
wasn't adding up. I went back to the asylum after that and checked the rooms.
It wasn't an asylum, by the way. I was correct about calling it a mental facility
I
and
thought that I
stuff.
was losing my mind. I thought for a moment that maybe I was just seeing things. But then I realized something.
What?
Maybe I was. Late one night when no one else was around, I tested something.
Okay.
Something I was
Starting to scare me, man.
afraid to. I removed those goggles they gave us. And when I opened my eyes, everything looked the exact fucking same. Everything started to make sense
yeah.
after that. Who knows?
Right?
what they
That
could have
was
been
like
hiding,
just
but
in
we
case the
couldn't
entity
see.
came, that was to prevent
Cameras,
it, right?
People,
Oh.
rooms. Suddenly, room 66 was terrifyingly possible, and I was going to find it.
Oh, I love that. I hate it.
I returned to the asylum later that night
Oh.
with a camcorder in hand. I figured that if it could show me where the cameras were in the
I don't
corners
like
of the patients' rooms, then it could help me find what I was looking for. I walked up and down the halls of that entire asylum, trying to find anything.
If the whole
out of
place looks like this, I understand why everybody's all
eventually-
heebie-jeebied up.
I found it.
Oh.
I stood in front of that door for what felt
Not gonna lie, I
an
thought that was
eternity.
GG the entire
A
time.
part of me wanted to
Like
know
ground
what was
floor or
in there
something.
so badly, but another part of me just didn't want to see it.
That's
I
fair,
was
man, in all
terrified,
honesty.
but
I also noticed that your
felt
light's
like I
not green
didn't have a
anymore, it's
choice.
red.
It didn't even feel like I was in control of my own body as I pushed that door open.
Oh. Please let me see what's inside it. But then I'm kind of like him, you know, it's like apprehensively, it's like I do, but I don't. Is it just the straight up creature? Because that's what I think it is. That's the door, right? What am I looking at? I hear it. I think it's... Ah, what is happening? That's a body? Question mark?
Help me!
You're a lot bigger than I thought you'd be. You're way bigger than I thought you'd be. I mean, I was gonna say he was doing this interview afterwards, so he's still alive, right? Oh,
In that
man.
moment, cornered and alone, I finally understood what they were so afraid of.
Really, you
I
looked
was
at it dead in
finally
the eyes.
seeing what they were seeing. For the first time, I saw his face.
Oh, you remind me of Scarecrow from the Batman animated series, the newer animated series. Oh, I love it. What's happening? Is that middle? Was that scripture? Scalpel? You're trying to show me things, I know it. But I don't want to stare too deeply. You could leave at any time, my man.
After that, I didn't know what to do. I panicked, I couldn't move. And he just stood there for a moment, staring at me. But then he let me go. He just told me to go back to work. And
I don't trust that at all.
Work continued after that. I was too scared to find out what would happen if I didn't come back to the asylum, so I just continued my work there as normal.
Bro.
I was never punished. Nobody ever found out. It was like the whole thing never happened.
Oh, that's... I don't know if that's worse or not.
The reason I'm recording this tape tonight is because I fear soon...
I didn't even question that.
...from me again.
Oh,
For a
that
while, Lankman acted like that night never happened, but ever since the recent incident, things have changed. He and the caretakers have become more aggressive.
How can you be
started
more
seeing
aggressive?
Cars passing me by with tinted windows, people following me off the corner of my eye.
Well, they planted that seed in
like
you.
I don't even exist.
They're either gonna make you think you're going crazy, or they're gonna abduct you.
Anymore. Someone I know and care about has been hurt, and they've given me a job that doesn't even fit my credentials.
Everything's a little weird.
They made me research somebody very dangerous, and I have my suspicions that once I've told them everything they need to know, they won't need me anymore. That's why I'm recording this tape.
Smart.
I've heard things about this person, things that Lankman doesn't even know, things that could help me. After I'm done recording this
gotta get
tape,
rid of the
I'm going to be
whistleblower
meeting
by
with
any
that
means,
person,
right?
And depending on how that goes, you may never hear from me again. If you're watching this, I've left you something.
Me?
Something important. The last thing my friend was able to provide me with before they got to him.
Let me hear it.
An archive.
What am I gonna do?
An archive of all the Foundation's most important tapes.
Foundation
It
archive.
contains everything. Every lie they've told, every secret they've kept.
That seems a
every
little
recording
important.
I've made. If I don't come back from this, you need to spread that information.
I have a
The
feeling
people
I might know where the
need
story
to
keeps
know.
going.
I don't want to go about this alone, but as things are, I've had no choice.
You imagine if something was in the
Just-
background the entire time.
It just feels good to finally get this off my chest.
Why is the static building up? Is there something actually behind him? Oh no, it's the same type of door. Oh, you son of a bitch, just end. Please. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, great. We just get to stare at the door now. Woo. I see the eyes. You don't have to tell me. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Essentially, like, there was no, like, legitimate jump scare, you know? But, god dang, dude, the way you, like, you orchestrate that, it makes your skin crawl, man. The entire time, you're just like, what's gonna happen? It's a sense of unknowingness, and you freaking play that so perfectly. Bravo, man. It's getting closer. I don't think it is, but my brain wants to think it is. Aw. Let's go, man. It's like the most important thing, you know? If you find something good on the internet, please support it. Waiting for, I don't know why, man, but I'm waiting for a jump scare. Oh, what are you? Okay. Oh, you're the, gotcha. I know you kind of look like the Lynx now from Adventure Time. You can stop. I'm trying not to be scared. Oh, okay, we good? You sure? Alright, man, overall that was everything I'd hoped it'd be, you know, like, it really, like I said during the credits, you know, it does such a good job of getting under your skin, you know, like, it doesn't necessarily rely on, like, any jump scares, rather. I was gonna say like that much jump scares, but I don't remember any type of jump scare like in this currently. It's just like the way it builds up, and essentially we saw the main guy's face, you know, and like that creature and everything. Like we actually did get to see their visuals, like what they look like, but like it was done in a way like so perfectly, man. It was like build up until like crescendoing, you know, like in a form of music, you know, like you keep building up fortissimo, you know, until it's just finally you get the crescendo going where all the instruments are playing and stuff, like the climax of it, you know, like that's what it felt like when it finally revealed his face. And like to me, like the creature with the horns, like that got me way more than the actual creature dude did, you know. But like regardless, dude, it was so good. Like way, like we had, I don't even know how many, I think 5 videos now, trying to like look at the playlist, but like we've had this journey going on for a little bit now, like you said, you know, starting on Halloween night, and then like where we're at now, we have like a full-edged security doing really shady stuff to like these people and like victims, essentially, you know, like these poor people that like see these hallucinations, if they are hallucinations, you know, that might be like the real, like he said, like as soon as he took the goggles off, it was the same, but he was able to see the creatures, you know. So I don't know where that stands. Like in all honesty, like I'm starting to think that like they are walking among us. It's just the goggles are preventing people from trying to know the truth, you know, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But like it's crazy, man. Like once you like get like kind of like SCP or like Five Nights at Freddy's, for example, you know, once you get like a really shady organization or corporation, whatever you want to call it, like once you like introduce that into the mix, man, like ain't no telling what could happen, you know, because like there's just so much stuff like greed and power and stuff that like men fight over, you know, like money's the root of all evil, you know. So like if you add that to this and you try to like have the corporation use the like divine entity or whatever this creature thing is, you know, like it's just gonna lead to really, really bad stuff. So all in all, I'm really excited for the future, man, of this series. It's just gonna be downright amazing. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, become a member. You get videos a day early, and check out the merch. So with that said, I have been Master Zero. You guys have been fantastic, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Later days.